Hello there. We're just off to look at a big beech tree in Parkhill Wood. Parkhill Wood is almost in the middle of an old deer park. I suppose that's why it was called Parkhill Wood. But we've got to go up this little hill, and I've been told about this tree, and it's supposed to be quite a special beech tree. Let's hope we can find it. Now, I'm one of those people that doesn't have a built-in navigation in my brain, so this actually looks as though I'm finding the beech tree very quickly, but this is my second trip to this wood to try and find it. Now we're coming up to the beech tree now. It's quite late on a autumn afternoon, and you can see all the branches that are laying on the ground, and they all come from this big beech tree where it sheds its branches. It looks like a great black monster. We've had a lot of rain, and I think the dampness does make the bark look darker. It's only the lichens that shine on the bark. I always think that the lichens almost have a degree of phosphorescence because in quite dark conditions they show up really well. Beech trees don't like to be in very damp places, and they don't like to dry out either. So this tree is probably just in about the right place, and that's why it survived so long. Now this gives a little idea of how big the beech tree is. Of course, Mary's not very big, but this tree is pretty big. Lichens are quite fascinating things. They really tell the health of the wood, and some of the rarer ones don't even go on to a tree until it's at least 300 years old. I think this one is at least 300 years old. Now, it's not always the largest tree that is the most interesting. The big trees have all been recorded and measured, but some of these other trees in this wood, look at this, the way this oak leans over to one side, covered in mosses, really, again, just defying gravity. The weight there must be enormous. Parkhill Wood has quite a few surprises. Now here is a single oak tree that must have fallen down well over 100 years ago, and it's thrown up multiple trunks. It lies with some of its roots obviously still in the ground, but it takes the shape almost of some great woodland spirit. You'll see from certain angles, it's maybe just my imagination, but sometimes it looks like some figure lying covered in moss. You can see where the roots are still going in, and there's a beech tree coming up from there, and the rest of the trunks are obviously from the oak, but that to me looks a little bit like a figure lying down. Perhaps you can see it. As we were leaving the wood, we noticed this great column of bramble that has grown right up the top of this holly tree. It's quite amazing. And I'll finish with this ancient holly, which was obviously coppiced a long while ago, and it bears the scars of many ponies and cattle nibbling, but it's still quite healthy. But that is one tree with multiple stems. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little trip to Parkhill Wood. Goodbye.